My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. Hit subscribe right now. Trust Whitaker. Trust Whitaker. Don't trust Sessions. Trust Whitaker. Whitaker is now cleared to end the Mueller probe. Am I certain he'll end the Mueller probe? No, not. Do I think he has the right to? Sure. The DOJ said he does. So, this is pretty awesome. This is really great. Don't trust Sessions anymore. Trust Whitaker. Matthew Whitaker is pretty much the only hope we have from now until Barr gets through the Senate confirmation proceedings for any type of justice in terms of ending the Mueller probe and indicting either Clinton or other people around Clinton. Now, there's not a special counsel, but there are ongoing investigations. Maybe there needs to be a special counsel. I'm just really happy that President Trump, I understand there are conservatives who are upset that he wasn't successful with the border wall. That's not Trump's fault. That's Paul Ryan. We'll get to that a lot later. But AP's acting attorney general, Associated Press, acting attorney general Whitaker has been advised by ethics officials he doesn't need to recuse himself from the special counsel's Mueller probe. Gee, who recused themselves from the probe? Who recused themselves from the Russia probe, which enabled Mueller? If Jeff Sessions didn't recuse himself, A, he wouldn't have become attorney general, which would have been the best thing for Trump and the country and you and me and everyone. He was not only wrong on cannabis and marijuana legislation, that should be on a federal level legal throughout the country. He was not only an establishment hack, but Jeff Sessions is the reason that Trump was tormented for 2 years. So, just don't want to offend anyone, but got it just here. December 19, 2017, trust Sessions, Q drop. Yeah, right. January 14, 2018, trust Sessions. February 18, 2018, trust Sessions. March 8, 2018, trust Sessions. April 10, 2018, trust Sessions. May 15, 2018, do you trust POTUS? Trust Sessions. Look. There was never a reason to trust Sessions, even though I was hoping for the best. I never, see, the thing is, I use public record sources, and I give my analysis and my opinion, but you know who it's coming from. I'm right more often than I'm not right. I was right when Clinton lost the election. I was right about the Russia probe leading to nonsense, leading to no indictments of Trump or any impeachment or anything like that. I said Sessions would be out after midterms. I did an actual YouTube segment on that, so I was right about that. I mean, it doesn't matter what I'm right or wrong about. I have the pulse of what's going on. And you know who is telling you, who is giving their opinion and analysis based on public record facts. The fact is today, Matthew Whitaker doesn't need to recuse himself. Ethics officials at the Justice Department have advised Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker that he does not need to recuse himself. That's all you need to know. Jeff Sessions recused himself, ladies and gentlemen. For people who believe Q, you were being fed a bunch of lies and nonsense. Now, this is not about this is not a segment about Q, but I just have to make it clear. I have to make it clear because the reality is that Matthew Whitaker is the man now. Matthew Whitaker is the man. Ethics officials at the Department of Justice, and he can end the Mueller probe tomorrow. Rosenstein wouldn't say anything. Rosenstein was like, oh, yeah, even Rosenstein was like, oh, yeah, he's now the attorney. He's now cleared to run the Mueller investigation, and I'm sure it's going to be done really, above board. He's there because he's been completely, neutered. He's impotent. Rosenstein cannot, he can't do anything now because the New York Times outed him. The New York Times was like, oh, yeah, you wanted to secretly tape President Trump, okay, and use the 25th Amendment to oust Trump. No, ain't gonna happen. He's there for a reason. Almost certainly Trump didn't fire him didn't force him to resign because he's playing ball. But here, this is the Hill. Ethics officials of the Department of Justice have repeatedly advised Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker that he does not need to recuse himself from overseeing Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian election interference. The DOJ did not immediately respond. Whitaker has been in discussion with DOJ ethics officials since being tapped for the role in November. Okay, it remains unclear whether Whitaker was cleared. No, it remains clear. That's why everyone's freaking out this morning. Trump tapped Whitaker to be the acting attorney general in November after announcing that former Attorney General Jeff Sessions had resigned. He spent 2 years, Trump, clowning Sessions on Twitter. I hate you, you're horrible. Then Sessions could have, first of all, he should have appointed a special counsel. Huber has done nothing. Okay? Do you know that Huber, this is according to, was it Meadows? According to Mark Meadows, Huber didn't even return the call of a whistleblower. It was like 7 months later. A Clinton Foundation whistleblower. So you've been fed a bunch of nonsense regarding Q. But it's obvious. It's through 8chan, but forget about that. The decision meant that Whitaker, who has publicly criticized certain elements of the Mueller investigation, would now oversee it. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein had been overseeing the probe since Sessions recused himself in early 2017. This entire debacle is because Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions recused himself. And he was probably recusing himself 20 times a day, doing nothing. Rosenstein said during a news conference Thursday he would release more information related to Whitaker later in the day. He also maintained that Mueller probe would continue to be handled appropriately, regardless who's overseeing it. The Mueller probe has essentially dwindled to YouTubers like Corsi and Stone. So there's nothing more that Mueller can do. There's nothing that Mueller has. Yesterday was another example of Michael Flynn pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI, not Trump-Russia collusion. Has nothing to do with Trump-Russia collusion. Has nothing to do with the DNC being hacked, which the NSA is only moderately confident. The NSA is still moderately confident. Nobody is certain. Why? Because the CrowdStrike is the only entity to look at DNC servers. CrowdStrike is the only entity to look at DNC servers. They took copies or images and then gave those images and copies to the United States government for Mueller to indict intelligence officials and come up with this big fantasy about this person and that person, this Russian person and that Russian person hacking the DNC at around this time. They don't know. They're relying on a CrowdStrike assessment. CrowdStrike was outsourced by Hillary Clinton, just like the Fusion GPS. So it's like Fusion GPS and the Steele dossier. Oh, and by the way, BuzzFeed lucked out because the judge, in its case, one of its defamation cases, said, well, I don't know if it's all or one. It said, it was an ongoing investigation, so they were allowed to publish defamatory nonsense. They were allowed to publish fake news. It was an ongoing investigation, so therefore it fell under one legal statute. So that's apparently we don't know yet if BuzzFeed is still suing the DNC. Michael Cohen was suing BuzzFeed before he got the hammer dropped on him. None of this has anything to do with Trump-Russia. You see what's taking place, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, they went ahead and President Trump is bringing our soldiers home from Syria. He's bringing our soldiers home from Syria. This is a great thing, a wonderful thing. An absolutely wonderful thing. And instead of giving Trump respect, saying, hey, thank you, Trump, this is amazing. The media is just, oh my God, it's, does he really want to do this? This is going to harm national security. Suddenly they become neoconservative political pundits, even people on the left, even the morality police on the left. But ladies and gentlemen, Whitaker can end the Mueller probe. He has the right to end the Mueller probe, and there's not a thing Congress can do about it. Or I should say, not a thing Democrats or people like Jeff Flake, who are no longer there, but like Romney or Sass or any of the establishment conservatives who were just like Democrats. Jeff Sessions was an abomination. You need to know that. And you can't hold on to, well, he appointed Huber. No. This disinformation is getting people complacent, and trust what you see. Don't trust what you hope to be. Right now, we haven't had any indictments. There haven't been arrests. Clinton ain't going to Gitmo, even if when she does get indicted, and I believe she'll get indicted eventually. But that's from the public record. I have no incentive there's no financial incentive because I'm actually lost like 1,000 subs. I don't care. The bottom line is I want Trump reelected because he's doing things like bringing home soldiers from Syria. Obama got us into that country. Trump is getting us out. Trump is presiding over peace between North and South Korea. This is a great thing. But when you look at ethics officials say Whitaker need not recuse. This is the Washington Post. From supervising special counsel, so there you go. Acting Attorney General has been advised by Department of Justice officials that he need not recuse himself. Isn't that great? Isn't that nice to have an Attorney General who doesn't need to recuse himself? Now, this is what gets Democrats afraid. Now Democrats are... Adam Schiff, here, tweet. This tweet. Now this gets them afraid. I'm going to tweet this out. This gets Democrats frightened. Not disinformation from 8chan. The ethics opinion must be shared with Congress now. You don't need that. Good luck. You know what? Ask Rosenstein. It'll take about 6-7 months to get you anything. DOJ officials must avoid not only actual impropriety, but the appearance of impropriety. Yeah, right. Like text messages saying we'll stop Trump. Given Whitaker's prejudicial comments about Mueller, are you kidding me? He didn't say we'll stop Mueller. He said it's going too far, which it did go too far. The public can have no confidence in him. We will scrutinize his every action. Go ahead. House Republicans weren't able to do anything with a DOJ that blocked them at every turn. So see what happens. Whitaker and Trump need to utilize the same influence and power that Rosenstein utilized with Sessions to block House Republicans. Don't trust Sessions. Don't trust Sessions. You know what? Don't even trust Whitaker. I should never have said that. Don't trust Whitaker. But at least Whitaker is a nice change of pace. At least you know that he doesn't have overt contempt for Trump. And let's see if there's a special counsel. If there's a special counsel in the beginning of January to investigate the Clinton Foundation, that would lead to the server in 2 seconds. I mean, all you need is a special counsel about the uranium sale, or about Haiti, or about any other. There's about 5 or 6, 7 major Clinton Foundation pay-to-play schemes. And you have Matthew Whitaker, bar the Attorney General pick. He has stated he's had enough of the Mueller probe also. He's also stated that Clinton engages in criminal acts, or at least alluded to Clinton's issues. But you have to understand how, this has been 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. 2 years of Donald Trump, President Trump, not being able to have a normal presidency because of an epic temper tantrum. A temper tantrum of just biblical proportions that's still going on. Media is not even pretending to be objective. If they can't find a crime, they're fabricating a crime, and they're using logic that they don't use against Clinton. When Hillary Clinton takes money from countries through her foundation and then presides over a uranium sale where she doesn't even voice protest, people say you can't state that money influenced her. But when there's no money trail, and there's just a building project that possibly could take place, there's no Moscow Tower. It's a project that could have possibly taken place. Then it's, oh my God, Putin's puppet. Well, how do you make that? It's a for-profit. This is not a charity that Trump utilizes to gain access to wealthy individuals or to network with wealthy individuals. Trump's a businessman. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are worth hundreds of millions, and they were in government. You do the math. Trump is a businessman who's a billionaire. He's a real estate mogul who's a billionaire. Bill and Hillary Clinton are politicians who are worth hundreds of millions. How are politicians worth hundreds of millions? Through speaking fees and the 500-plus conflicts of interest and Bill Clinton Inc. that we learned from the Podesta emails. That's another thing. There's a reason the Q pundits don't like WikiLeaks, because WikiLeaks is the real deal. WikiLeaks is the real deal. They're going after WikiLeaks. They're not going after 8chan. The darkest reaches of the universe. Or the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is really important because the Mueller probe can end. Whitaker has every right to end the Mueller probe when he wants to. He can starve it with, he mentioned that he was going to, on CNN actually, he mentioned that he could, this was a while back, long before he was Attorney General, he said, oh, you know what, I would starve it of money. That's what the Attorney General can do. The writing's on the wall. I think that, trusting Sessions is obviously a dumb thing. And now we have Whitaker. Let's hope. I don't say trust Whitaker. I say let's hope that he does the right thing. The chances are that he's going to side with Trump infinitely more than Sessions. The chances are that something major is going to happen in 2019. The chances are that the writing is on the wall, so to speak, and you have whistleblowers that, by the way, Huber didn't listen to up until recently. You're talking about two people, Huber and Sessions, who did everything to just basically, like Paul Ryan. These people, there's a reason. For a second, I came to the conclusion that maybe it's some charade, but then I realized, wow, Trump really hates Sessions, and rightfully so. He's out for a reason, and he recused himself for a reason. Mueller probe has nothing. The Flynn sentencing was a travesty. The Judge Sullivan didn't realize that Flynn was not a consultant of Turkey while he was in government, while he was National Security Advisor. While he was National Security Advisor, he never consulted with Turkey. He never consulted with Turkey. So the judge said, made a comment. People ran with it. And, oh, you sold your country out. It was not. He did not realize at that moment when he made the comment that there was no conflict of interest. He wasn't working or consulting for another country as he was in government. Also, Peter Strzok set up the entire process, the investigation. There's such reverence, by the way. In Washington, there's such reverence for Washington. Even conservatives who were hurt by all of this revere the process. That's the issue here. The process is revered. So now you have somebody in Whitaker who can actually overturn the process and create a new investigation to actually look at Clinton's crimes, which are numerous. And there's a whole lot of evidence pointing to her crimes. She transferred top secret intelligence from Cybernetic, JWIC, SCIFs, and other locations outside the United States government. How did she do that? Did she take cell phone pics like Paul Sperry wrote? How? How did she do that? So that's the issue. The issue is all you have to do. All you have to do is sorry. Sorry about that. All you have to do is just reverse the tables. Just reverse course. You have the process now, the bureaucracy. You have the government, that big giant boulder that you can push in a different direction. They were able to criminalize non-crimes just through the process. Well, we purchased the Steele dossier. We used the Steele dossier because we thought it was intelligence. No. Hillary Clinton purchased and outsourced it. Well, but there were other. This GCHQ informed us. Yeah, well, no U.S. intelligence. Well, the CrowdStrike assessment said that it was hacked. Well, yeah, but the United States government never looked at the servers. Well, it was an investigation that was started even before CrowdStrike. Well, there you go. Brennan started the investigation even before CrowdStrike gave the almost certainly flawed images to the FBI. The boulder was started, and Sessions and Huber and all the wonderful Q posts that people believed. I mean, if anything, Q has to be part of some kind of democratic, like the genesis of it. It can't just be a bunch of people who wanted to play around. Because there's too much disinformation. Future proves past. No, future doesn't prove past. That's straight up gaslighting. But I mean, the reason I'm passionate today, trying to drive home the point, is that Democrats are frightened. Democrats are shivering in their boots that Whitaker can stop this. They're not frightened of 8chan or Q or of any disinformation or misinformation that conservatives or Trump voters believe. That hurts Trump supporters. Doesn't help. Disinformation hurts people. And the left is laughing. Comedy Central, everything. Today, the left is afraid because they have government now that can be used against them. They've utilized government to hurt Trump. They even utilized Sessions and Huber and all these other people to hurt Trump. Paul Ryan, Flake, McCain, obviously Brennan and Comey and Clapper before. And now Trump is slowly, it's like this gigantic barge, this gigantic ship that he's slowly steering in a different direction. Washington and government it run on political will and political power. He doesn't have the political will, Trump, but he has the political power, and he's trying to slowly steer the ship in a different direction. So, let's see if he does it. He knows that his base is angered. There's no wall. He knows that his base is demoralized. Many in his base, or many voters, supporters, demoralized that Clinton has been evading justice. The great thing, like I said, the most important thing, infinitely more important than Clinton or even the wall, is the fact that Trump is bringing home American soldiers from war in Syria. That is a great thing. That is a great, 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 great thing. That alone, for me, infinitely more than even Clinton getting indicted tomorrow. Clinton gets indicted tomorrow, my channel goes to like 200,000, 250, whatever, 300, who cares? Who knows? Who cares? What he did to bring home soldiers from war is everything you need to know about why a Bernie supporter, I was what's the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet. And then like detractors who are like, you used to like Bernie. Obviously you don't know that military intel speak through 8chan. It's like, that doesn't make sense either. What does that have to do with anything? You saw my evolution here like real time for 2 years. I am now a Trump supporter specifically because of what he did yesterday, bringing home soldiers from Syria. And that yesterday vindicates my thought process. The left should be thanking Trump. The left is too disingenuous to thank Trump. But if you've stayed this long, understand, you don't have to trust Whitaker. I don't even trust Whitaker fully. Don't use trust in government. Don't even use trust and Trump in the same sentence. You trust your family. You trust your wife. Hopefully you trust your wife or your husband. You trust your kids. You trust your close friends that you've known for a long time. And you don't trust anyone else. You don't trust even coworkers. You certainly don't trust government. Anyone telling you to trust Sessions or trust Whitaker, obviously I was being a little bit facetious in the beginning. Don't trust Whitaker. Don't trust even President Trump. Don't trust anyone in government. Hope that they'll do the right thing. You can pull for them. And that's another thing. People were like, oh, you were against Trump. And I was like, no, I wasn't against Trump. Prior to the day before he was pulling out, he pulled out soldiers. I was so happy. Withdrawal of soldiers. Yes, beautiful. Vindicates why I'm voting for Trump. But when I was critiquing him, I wasn't against Trump. I wasn't saying don't vote for Trump. Okay? A critique is different. But we hadn't had good news for a long time. I mean, really good news. News directly correlated to why he's in government, President Trump, why he won the presidency. And he's already a better president than Obama. There's no comparison. He's already a better president. Obama destroyed Libya. He got us out of Syria. Obama got us into that country. Obama's got us into a whole lot of places. Obama's foreign policy was abysmal. Iran was allowed to test ballistic missiles. Okay? I don't ever want a military conflict with Iran, by the way. We will never have a military conflict with Iran. Because there is no civil war there, or there's no way to topple a dictator or their government. So it's not happening. People are like, oh my God, Trump's beating the drums of the homeless walrus. Bolton won't do anything. He's just a yes man. Trump has surrounded himself finally with just yes people. Maybe Whitaker has a brain, but they're hopefully in cahoots, Trump and Whitaker. They hopefully know they have the same value system. Hopefully Trump has learned from his mistake of 2 years of Sessions, the abysmal abomination, the person that nobody should have trusted with 2 cents, with a dollar bill. You couldn't trust Sessions as far as you could throw him, and even he's not that big of a guy, but you couldn't even throw him that far. Give me your thoughts below. No offense to anybody, my God, I know I'm gonna get it. I know. I just want to tell you I've been watching you for a long time. And I don't like the way... It's like I'm doing this trying to pull away people to actually think for yourself. Think. Hopefully, I don't say trust Whitaker, but hopefully Whitaker does the right thing, ends the Mueller probe, indicts Clinton, and we can get this show on the road. We can get this, all of it started. January of 2019 should be interesting. Hit subscribe. Thank you so very, 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 very much.